The sun had almost set, painting the sky in soft orange and pink. The large hall was decorated with golden lights and soft music was playing in the background. Guests moved around in formal clothes, exchanging greeting and laughter. It was one of those charity events where wealthy families gathered not only to support good cause but also to show their status. Taekook stood near the corner of the hall holding a glass of orange juices. Instead of his soft brown hair fall centered over his forehead, his dark eyes observing people quietly. He was never the type of enjoy a crowded place. He liked smaller movement, warm conversation, quiet corner, simple smile. But tonight he had come with Yongi, his close friend, who dragged him here saying, you can't always stay home like an old man. Hey, you are only in your 20s, came out, meet people, and breathe. Yogi was busy chit-chatting with someone across the room, leaving Tehang alone. Tehang murmured softly to himself, Tehang, oh, I know, I shouldn't have come. Everyone here looks so important. He adjusted the curve of his simple suit, composed to the sharp texture around him. He felt a little ununderstood. But then he was not here to impress anyone across the hall. Another finger stood commanding attention even without trying. John Jungkook, the young CEO of one of the fastest growing company in Seoul, he wore a perfectly fitted black suit, his hair stayed neatly, his sharp eyes scanning the crowds. Everyone knew him, ambitious, intelligent, reserved. People call him cold, but those who truly know him said he was simple, careful with his heart. Jimin, Jungkook's best friend, leaning closer with a playful smile. Jimin, I've been watching you cook. You don't even have to do anything. Jungkook, I didn't came here to be watched. I came because my parents instinct. Jimin, still, half of this family would marry off their daughters to you in a second. Jungkook, I'm not interested. Jungkook's tone was calm, but his eyes softened when they leaned on someone standing alone near the corner. Taehoon. Something about way he quietly held his glass like he didn't belong at, still going his own pace. Jungkook to himself, oh, who is that? Jimin followed his gaze and smiled. Jimina, now that's new. Someone actually caught your eyes, Jungkook, stop. Jimin, no, really? Got to talk to him. Jungkook hesitated. He was not the type to start the conversation easily, but curiosity pulled at him stronger than he expected. Finally, he excused himself for Jimin and walked towards Taehoon. Taehoon, lost in thought, didn't notice until someone's shadows fell beside him. He looked up and his breath caught almost caught. Taehyung thinking, he looks serious and familiar. Jungkook, excuse me, are you here with someone? Taehyung blinked, surprised. Huh? At the sudden question, his voice came out softer than he entreated. Yes, I came with my friend Yongi. He is over here. He pointed to Yongi across the room. Jungkook noticed slightly his expression and bevel. Jungkook, oh, I see. I haven't seen you at the event like this before. Actually, that because I don't usually come. I don't really fit in with this kind of crowd. There was honesty in Taehyung's words, not an attempt to impress to hide. Jungkook felt a strange warmth at that. Jungkook, neither I do. Tang titled his head, a small smile forming. Tang, oh, really? You look like you belong here more than anyone else. Jungkook, it's only looked that way. For a moment, their eyes met. Jungkook noticed the kindness in Tang's gaze, gentle, open, like he wasn't judging them. On the other hand, notice that behind Jungkook's cold image, there was a tiredness, maybe even a loneliness. Before they could speak more, Youngie returned. Youngie, oh, Tete, there you are. Oh, he paused. Cleansed Jungkook, see you, Jeon. Didn't expect to see you talking to my friend. Then, oh, you two know each other, Youngie. Oh, yeah, we met at some business meeting. Jungkook run the company we worked with last year. Taehyung blinked, a little surprised. He didn't realize who he was talking to. Taehyung thinking, oh, so this is the famous Jeon Jungkook. Jungkook gave a polite nod, but his eyes lingered on Taehyung longer than necessary. Something about this man made him curious, almost restless. Week later, life turned to normal, but neither of them forgot that night. Jungkook found himself thinking about Taehyung unexpectedly. His gentle smile, his soft voice. Meanwhile, Taehyung would sometimes remember Jungkook's intense gaze, wondering why it felt so heavy on his heart. Their parents noticed their age and waiting being talking. Jungkook parents and Taehyung family know each other. One evening, Taehyung mother sat beside him. Mother, Tae, there is a proposal from Jeon family. Taehyung, oh, proposal? Mother, yes, marriage. They believe you would be a good partner for their son Jungkook. Taehyung frozen. Marriage to Jungkook? He barely know him. Taehyung, but mom, I don't even know him well. Mother, you can learn. Sometimes love grows after marriage, not before. Taehyung didn't answer immediately. His heart raced with confusion. At the same time, Jungkook was heavy. A similar conversation. uh, His father sat across from him in the study. Father, the Kim family agreed. Taehyung is a good boy, gentle, respectful. He will balance your life, Jungkook. Oh, marriage is not a business deal, father. father, and yet sometimes it's start the way you all see. Give him a chance. Jungkook stayed quiet, but deep down, he was not against it. Something about him had already stayed with him. The wedding, the day came sooner than neither expected. The ceremony was beautiful, but filled with nervous hot tongue, dressed in a cream color suit, looking breathtaking at sight. Jungkook in black stood tall but stiff when they exchanged words. Jungkook heart brushed them gently, their eyes met, not filled with passion yet, but with an unspoken promise. Jungkook softly, so only Taehyung could hear. "I'll try," Taehyung whispering back. "Me too." And just like that, their life together began. The night after the wedding was quiet. The new home felt too big, almost echo with silence. Taehyung carefully folded his suit jacket and placed it on the chair by the window. Jungkook was still taking off his tie, moving with his usual composed but decent manner. Neither spoke much, but it wasn't a heavy silence. It was simple and familiar. Taehyung sat on the edge of the bed, running his finger over the blanket. Taehyung, oh, it feels strange being here with you. Jungkook glanced at him. His expression softened just slightly. Jungkook, I know. It, it's not new for me too. For a moment, their eyes met. There was no only hesitation. Both wanted to say more, but what seems too heavy for the night. Eventually, they turned off the light and went to sleep. Two people learning how to share one piece, one life. The first week passed slowly. Taehyung tried his best to adapt to his new rules as the house husband. He cooked breakfast, arranged the house, and cared for Jungkook's parents who lived with them. Jungkook's mother was warm and welcoming. After chit-chatting with Taehyung in the kitchen, "Mother, oh, you are doing well, Taehyung. I'm glad you are here." Taehyung smiled softly. Thank you, Harmony. I'm still learning, but I'll do my best." Meanwhile, Jungkook brushing himself in work. He often left early in the morning and returned late at night, carrying files and documents. Sometimes Taehyung stay awake just to greet him. Taehyung, oh, you are back? Do you want me to warm your dinner? Jungkook, no. You should sleep. I'll manage. His words were short, but he noticed Taehyung's effort. Deep inside, Jungkook appreciated. Thought he really said it out loud. One late evening, Jungkook returned home, his face tense. He was preparing for an important presentation the next day. He had thick files of documents, everything he had worked for worked on for weeks. Taehyung, seeing him stressed, quickly bring tea into the study room. Taehyung, oh, you should drink something warm. It might help you relax. Jungkook barely looked up, only murmuring, Jungkook, thank you. Taehyung nodded, placing the cup on the desk. before stepping back. He didn't want to disturb him. That night, one late evening, the rain pattered softly against the window. The house had gone dark except for a small lamp in Jungkook's study. He had left his document spread across the desk to himself about deadline, then stepped out to take a phone call. The hunger got Harry noticed the lamp flicker. He entered the room carefully, carrying a small tray with warm coffee. The study looked paper spread out eventually, and the window slightly open, letting a damp air. Then mumbling, "Oh, if this stay open, the paper will get ruined." He set the tray down and reached for the window, closing it before turning to the desk. A badge had already a few feet to the floor. He bent down quickly, gathering them. The lamp flickered again and went out, leaving the room in near darkness. At that moment, footsteps returned. Jungkook entered, his voice still sharp from the phone call. "Jungkook, I told you, I'm coming." Office. He saw a shadow figure bending over his desk. His chest started in anger, convincing someone was trying to ruin his work. Without a second thought, he stepped forward and his hand stuck out. A loud slap caused the silence. The guest stumbling back, his hand flying to his cheeks. The sitting spear crossed his skin. His eyes widened in shock. The lamp flickered back to fire for just a second, eager for Jungkook to see Taehyung's face. His heart dropped instantly. Jungkook's hoarse whisper, "Oh, Taehyung." Taehyung's eyes, not with tears but with disbelief. He looked at him quietly, his voice low. "Taehyung, it was me, only me." He set the paper back on the desk carefully, his movement trembling but controlled. Then, without another word, he walked past Jungkook and out of the study. That night, Taehyung lay in bed facing the wall. He didn't cry, but his silence was louder than any sob. His cheeks burned, but what hurt more was the sudden crack in trust, the realization that Jungkook hadn't even looked before sticking. Jungkook sat on the edge of the bed to lie down, his head trembling when he remembered the moment, the sound. He looked on Taehyung's face, Jungkook thinking, "Ah, I thought it was someone else I didn't see, but that doesn't matter. I heard him, my own husband." He wanted to speak, but the word caught in his throat. In the end, the only sound in the room was ticking clock and Taehyung quiet breathing. The next morning, when Jungkook came downstairs, Taehyung was already in the kitchen preparing breakfast. He moved calmly, as if nothing had happened, but his voice was different, polite, distant, like he had built a wall overnight. Taehyung, good morning. Do you want rice or toast?" Jungkook softly, "Taehyung, about last night." Taehyung toast. "Then I'll bring it to the table." He didn't meet his eyes. Jungkook's heart sank deeper. Later that day at the office, Jungkook couldn't focus. Jimin noticed his different, distracted states. Jimin, oh, you look like trouble. What happened? Jungkook curtly, I heard him. I didn't mean to. The room was dark. I thought he cut himself off, running a hand through his hair. Jimin leaned forward, his tone serious. Jimin Cook, Taehyung isn't like others. He is gentle, but he's not unbreakable. You can't let this go without making it right. Jungkook nodded. His chest heavy with guilt. He knew Jimin was right. That evening, Jungkook returned home earlier. Taehyung was watering the plant in the backyard. The soft glow of sunset outlined him. Jungkook walked over his voice, hesitated. Jungkook, Taehyung, I was wrong. I should have looked. I should have trusted you. Taehyung didn't stop watering. He gazed fixed on the soil. Taehyung, I'm not angry. I just don't know what to say to you right now. His voice was calm, but Jungkook felt the distance in it like a sharp. That night, Jungkook placed a warm blanket over Taehyung when he fell asleep on the couch. He felt a note on the table. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Time to show you. The small note sat on the coffee table all night. When morning came, Taehyung found it as he was cleaning the empty cups. His finger brushed over Jungkook's hand, wording from careful. I'm sorry. Please forgive me this time. To show you. He read it again and again, then folded it and placed it inside his drawer. He didn't know why he kept it, but something him couldn't throw it away. That evening, Jungkook returned home earlier than usual. Taehyung was in the kitchen preparing dinner. The sound of chopping filled the room. Jungkook, however, to the doorway for a moment, then quickly stepped inside. Jungkook, can I help you? Taehyung looked up surprised. Taehyung, you in kitchen? Jungkook nodded. Thought his ear turned slightly red. Jungkook, I don't know how much, but I can cut vegetable. Taehyung hesitated, then slid the cutting boards towards him. Taehyung, fine, just don't cut your fingers. For the first time in a day, a faint smile tugged at Taehyung's lips. Jungkook noticed it, his heart edging with both relief and. On the next day, Jungkook began changing his routine. He made sure to join his parents and Taehyung at the breakfast table instead of rushing off. Mother smiling, it's nice to see you sitting here, son. We almost forget what you look like in the morning. Jungkook chuckled softly, his gaze drifted to Taehyung. Jungkook, I realized I was missing too much. Taehyung lowered his eyes, pretending to focus on his rice, but a warmth quietly in his chest. One rainy afternoon, Taehyung was bringing laundry inside when Jungkook appeared with an umbrella holding it above him. Jungkook, oh, you all get wet. let me. Tehang blink at him. I will manage before Jungkook, I know, but I want to manage with you. The words lingered in the air. Tehang didn't respond, but he didn't pull away neither together. They carried with cloth inside. Late one night, Tehang was curled on the sofa with a book. Jungkook entered quietly carrying two mug of hot. Tehang, you made this? Jungkook nodded. I searched the recipe. Thought you might like it. Tehang took a cup, his hands brushing Jungkook. Their eyes met, and for the first time since the incident, Tehang didn't look away immediately. Jungkook didn't reply, only on a grand gesture. He paid attention. He noticed the hung like fresh flour on the dining table, so he brought them every week. He realized the hung enjoying late evening walks, so he joined quietly, matching his step. One evening, as they walked under the soft glow of street lamps, the hung finally spoke. Jungkook, why are you doing this all, Jungkook? Jungkook saw after a pause. Because I don't want to lose you. That night I broke something precious. I don't expect you to forgive me quickly, but I'll keep trying until you do. Then he steadied. He stayed silent, but his finger slightly Jungkook's hand. Not holding, not it, but not avoiding either. Weeks passed, and little by little the wall between them thinner. One evening, Jungkook found Taehyung in the garden, sitting quietly with a cup of tea. He sat beside him, leaving a respectful distance. Jungkook, Tae, I need to say it properly. I'm sorry that night I didn't see. I thought it was someone else, but even so, I should never have raised my hand. I hurt you. I hurt your trust. I hate myself for it. His voice shook slightly, but he continued, Jungkook, you don't deserve that. You deserve care, safety, respect. I don't know if I ever forgive myself, but if you let me, I spend every day trying to make sure you never feel that pain again. The hung looked at him, really looked. Jungkook's eyes were not cold anymore, they were raw and level. Think softly, do you mean it? Jungkook every word. For a long moment, the hung was quiet. Then he set down his cup and reached out, placing his over Jungkook. The hung then I gave her another chance. The hung breathed. Gosh, he turned his head, lacing their fingers together carefully as if afraid the hung might pull away, but the hung didn't. Instead, he leaned his head lightly against Jungkook's shoulder. The night was calm. The stars across the dark sky like quiet whiteness. The soft glow of the in their bedroom in warm color. Jungkook sat by the window, still holding the hand after their walk in the garden. The silence between them was no longer heavy. It was comforting, safe. The leaned back against his eyes. Jungkook softly. You look like you are still carrying something inside. Jungkook turned his lip, curving into faint smile. Jungkook, I am, but not the kind of weight I had before. It's more a feeling I want to say out loud, but I don't want to rush you. Taehyung tattled his hip. Taehyung said, I'd rather hear than guess. Jungkook hesitated, then stood and walked towards the bed. He sat down beside Taehyung, their shoulder pressing for a moment. He simply looked at him. Those soft eyes, that calm expression, their face that had forgiven them even when he didn't deserve it. Jungkook gently, Taehyung, may I love you? Not just with word or kiss, but fully as your husband. Taehyung breathed, caused his heart at the way Jungkook asked, not with demanded, but with permission, as if Taehyung's choice mattered more than his own longing. Taehyung, you mean tonight? Jungkook nodded. Yes, but only if you want it to. I'll never do anything without you. Taehyung lowered his gaze, finger slightly, then thought of being this close, this valuable, scared him a little, but it also warmed him deeply. He had seen Jungkook's effort, scared his sincerity. He knew this wasn't about desire alone, it was about love. Taehyung quietly, I want to, but but I'm nervous. Jungkook reached out, holding his hand with steady warmth. Jungkook, then let me take it slowly. We don't need to rush. Just let me. If it's too much, I promise I'll listen. Jungkook looked up, meeting Jungkook's eyes. They were dark but soft, not cold, not demanding, only patience. Slowly, Taehyung nodded. Taehyung, okay, I trust you. Jungkook leaned closer, his head gently brushed Taehyung's cheeks. Jungkook whispering, may I? Taehyung gave the smallest nod. They made softly the tender that made Taehyung's heart race. It was not just or heated, it was warm, almost sigh. Jungkook pulled back slightly, searching Taehyung's face. Jungkook, was that alright? Taehyung blushing more than already. Jungkook smiled and leaned it again. Slowly, Taehyung closed his eyes, melting into his hand clutching lightly at Jungkook. Between their whisper filled the room. Taehyung, why do you always ask first? Jungkook, because your comfort matters more than my desire. Taehyung smiled faintly. You are not like this when we first married. Jungkook, I was a fool then, I didn't know how to, but I'm learning now. Taehyung touched Jungkook, his eyes softened. Taehyung, you are learning well. Again, longer this time, full of unspoken promise.